Captain Adam's Christmas Special is brought to you in part by Talbot Peppermint Barbecue Potato Chips. Talbot Potato Chips, giving you new holiday traditions that no one asked for. And by Eckhart Retirement and Investments. Eckhart, think about the future. Ahoy there, mates. Welcome aboard the VHS pirate ship, and welcome to the Captain Adam's Christmas Special, and a very Merry Christmas to all of you out there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, I guess.
Gee, little creep, what's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing. I just watched the Alf's Special Christmas. It was the most soul-crushing thing I've ever seen.
You should have talked to me first. I would have told you not to watch it.
Well, how was I supposed to know? I saw Alf and Christmas Special, and I just assumed it was going to be a laugh-a-minute comedic romp filled with holiday hijinks, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's pretty unexpected. But you know, there's been quite a few unexpected Christmas specials throughout time.
Oh, really? Are they all as sad as that one is? Jeez.
No, that one stands alone. But there's been many that have been unexpected for one reason or another.
How do you mean?
I know. Let's ask VC Arnold. He always cheers you up.
Oh yeah, right. He's just a ball of positivity.
Hey, VC Arnold, what can you tell us about some unexpected Christmas specials?
VC Arnold activated. Processing request. That's a foul. The world of television Christmas specials is vast and encompasses a wide array of subject matter. Though this subject matter usually contains the typical holiday tropes, there are some Christmas specials that are unexpected in the public eye. Meaning that they contain characters that aren't associated with Christmas in any form. However, it is common practice to include popular characters in Christmas specials, even if it doesn't make any sense. And then there are some Christmas specials that are unexpected, not in their existence, but in their delivery. Such as the aforementioned Alf's Special Christmas, which even me, being a VCR without human emotion, found to be a real bummer.
See?
Yeah, I still don't quite follow.
Hey, VC Arnold, do you think you could whip us up an episode real quick? Okay, mates, this ought to help explain things a little better. So sit back, relax, deck them halls, trim the tree, because it's time for today's adventure. The Captain Adam's Christmas Special. Merry Christmas out there. Ho, ho, ho. Time for the show. Yarr.
Yarr.
The television Christmas special. The magical and marketable way to capitalize on the Christmas spirit. Television's game has always been advertising, and there was no better way to sell ad time than the television Christmas special. Because, no matter what it was, people would tune in to any Christmas special, and it reeked of ad revenue. It was the quintessential way to advertise, and as long as there's been television, there have been television Christmas specials. There has practically been an endless amount of them throughout the course of television's lifespan, but as history would show us, not all of them were created equal. Some of them, well, let's be honest here, most of them just plain suck. There's really only a small percentage of them that are tolerable and therefore have been able to stick around. Yep, not all of them were of the same caliber as stuff like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and have fallen by the wayside. But there are some Christmas specials that have drifted away from mainstream appeal, not necessarily because they're terrible, but because they've dated themselves out of existence, meaning that they're pretty much irrelevant and weren't made to be timeless pieces of Christmas magic. And aside from ad revenue, these Christmas specials were made just to sell stuff, as in they're based on popular characters or products of the time. And even though these said characters or products have absolutely nothing to do with Christmas whatsoever, they found a way to crowbar Christmas in there. It was stuff that could not pertain to Christmas, but they managed to make it so. The best and most stunning example of this would have to be He-Man and She-Ra, A Christmas Special, which first aired on Christmas Day in 1985. And it's hard to believe now, but this did have quite the heft when it came to syndication, as some television stations would air this annually all the way up to the mid-90s. So there was a time when this was up there with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And you know what? This isn't all that bad. It sort of holds up, and it certainly is a dated piece of nostalgic magic. But it does bring me back to my original point, and that is being the ridiculum that is this Christmas special. How the hell can He-Man and She-Ra celebrate Christmas? They're from a different world. From a story standpoint, He-Man and She-Ra really shouldn't pertain to Christmas at all. But the powers that be certainly made a way, and from a marketing standpoint, He-Man and She-Ra had absolutely everything to do with Christmas. They were one of the best-selling toy lines of the time, and big bucks were to be made, and big bucks were indeed made. So really, and even though it makes no sense from a story standpoint, I really understand why they did this. Just like the show itself, it was made to sell toys, and that's exactly what it did. So why they did this makes a lot of sense. How they did this? Nah, not so much. But they did it in the best way that you probably could. I don't know what else you could do with this. But you know, it is a Christmas special after all, and we don't watch them for the bulletproof plot lines. And some concessions should be made, and even though it doesn't make a lot of sense, this was extremely popular. And in 1989, it would achieve immortality on VHS when it was released by United American Video Corporation. And I use immortality rather loosely because United American Video Corporation was known for using very low quality tape, which means they wouldn't last very long, which is the opposite of immortality, and the copies that you might find nowadays usually don't play all that well. So if you're looking for this for your VHS collection today, just know that it's kind of a gamble. He-Man and She-Ra were extremely popular characters of the 1980s, and if history has shown us anything, it's that if something was even remotely popular, it was going to have a Christmas special. Even if, and seemingly especially if, it didn't make any sense. And He-Man and She-Ra would not be the only 80s icons to get a Christmas special completely filled with lunacy. Pac Man, which quite possibly could be the embodiment of an 80s icon, got his own Christmas special, with Christmas Comes to Pac Land, which first aired on ABC December 16th, 1982. Now, whether you've seen this or not, you're probably asking yourself, how the hell is this a thing? Pac-Man is just a circle. How can there be a Christmas special? How can there be anything about Pac-Man? Well, the odd thing is, Pac-Man and marketing went hand in hand. Even though he's just a shape, they found a way to work past that and marketed and merchandised the hell out of this guy, making Pac-Man the most popular circle to ever exist. Now, of course, Christmas Comes to Pac Land is a spin-off of the Hanna-Barbera Pac-Man cartoon show. So this Christmas special encompassed a whole world, meaning that this Christmas special just didn't come out of nowhere. There was a full Pac-Man marketing machine in full throttle, which also means that we have to look beyond the fact that Pac-Man is just a circle and somehow he celebrates Christmas. But hey, Christmas magic does not have to make sense. In fact, it rarely does. Don't ask questions, it's Christmas. And there certainly was a lot of Christmas magic with this one because this was extremely popular. It was a huge hit, much like Pac-Man himself. Pac-Man could simply do no wrong, and this is a stunning example of that. And speaking of stunning examples, you will find none greater when it comes to rare VHS. Yes, this was released on VHS in 1988 by Hanna-Barbera Home Video, and that is seemingly the last time anyone has ever heard from it. This is, in every sense of the word, a VHS enigma, and I have absolutely no idea as to why. All I can tell you is, if you do find this, get it. So by this time, perhaps you've come to terms with He-Man, She-Ra, and Pac-Man celebrating Christmas. Because on its face, the concept is rather hard to get your head around. I mean, a Pac-Man Christmas special? That's sort of like Hubert having a Thanksgiving special. Oh wait, that actually happened? Yeah, that actually happened, but to be fair, that technically wasn't a Thanksgiving special. It was more like just a regular episode of Q*bert that happened to be about Thanksgiving. I mean, I guess it could be a Thanksgiving special, but you know what? I'm not going to get into that right now. So anyways, there are tons of bizarre Christmas specials, but He-Man, She-Ra, and Pac-Man would not be the only 80s icons to have Christmas specials. And we'll talk about it when we come back. Those halls aren't going to deck themselves. Captain Adam's Christmas Special. We'll be right back.
Yeehaw! It's
Christmas time down at Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. If you got a hankering for a hungering or a hungering for a hankering, take a break from the Christmas shopping and come on down and rustle you up some grub. Pack your saddlebag with a big buckaroo burger. Add cow chips and a drink, only $4.99. And be sure to get that cowboy size for only 49 cents extra. Worth every penny. Or try our world famous fried fart basket, only $5. Or get yourself an armpit and cheese submarine sandwich, only $5. And be sure to get the Christmas time favorite, the peppermint loose meat milkshake. And be sure to pick yourself up a Captain Adam Christmas time plush doll, only $1.99 with the purchase of any value meal, while supplies last. Yeah! So treat yourself good this holiday season and come on down to Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. Yeehaw!
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone down at Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. Cowboy Pork Chop not responsible for death or illness.
It's Fat Boy Surplus! Fat Boy Surplus! Husky Boys Irregular Clothing Outfitters! Fat Boy Surplus! Fat Boy Surplus! Specializing in closeouts, irregulars, factory buyouts, and unclaimed freight, which means bargains for you! Shop Fat Boy Surplus! Fat Boy Surplus! And get Mega Deal! Mega Deal! And get all the things that nobody else wanted! We're the region's largest distributor of Fat Boy sizes! Fat Boy sizes! Like Huskies, Cadets, and so fat! All irregular, all factory buyouts that your kid will absolutely not like wearing! They'll hate them, but you'll love them! So come on down and get Mega Deal! Mega Deal! On irregular, itchy, scratchy, overly starched, and hardly made jeans, only $4.99. Mega deal. And 3-sleeved skateboard dude or radical alien t-shirts in an assortment of colors, only $3.99.
Mega deal.
And for a limited time only, get a 5-pack of fat socks, 2 for $5 or 5 for $2. Your choice.
Mega deal.
So shop Fat Boy Surplus.
Fat Boy Surplus.
Husky Boys Irregular Clothing Outfitters. And shop our new locations in Hamilton and Sharon Petersburg. It's Fat Boy Surplus.
Fat Boy Surplus.
Husky Boys Irregular Clothing Outfitters. Attention, attention, stop what you're doing right now. A major class action lawsuit is underway against Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. And you may be entitled to compensation. Call the law firm of Dillon and Triceratops today at 1-800-TRICERATOPS. There's never a charge to evaluate your case. You, yes you, a massive class action lawsuit is underway against Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. And Dillon and Triceratops is here to help. If you've ever eaten at, visited, driven past, or even heard of Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants, you may be entitled to compensation. Call the law offices of Dillon and Triceratops today. That's 1-800-TRICERATOPS. If you've got a phone, you've got a Triceratops. Call 1-800-TRICERATOPS for your free case evaluation. You, yes, I'm talking to you. A massive class action lawsuit is underway against Cowboy Pork Chops, Choke and Puke Family Restaurants. Call the law offices of Dillon and Triceratops today to find out if you are entitled to compensation. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-TRICERATOPS. That's 1-800-TRICERATOPS. There's never a charge to evaluate your case. If you've got a phone, you've got a Triceratops. Call Dillon and Triceratops today.
We now return to Captain Adam's Christmas Special. The 80s was a magical decade that was filled to the brim with popular characters. And within the upper echelons of that long list would have to be Alf. Yes, the furry cat-eating alien was an extremely and exuberantly and extraordinarily popular character who was spawned from the smash hit NBC sitcom of the same name. And smash hit might be a bit of an understatement. This first aired in 1986 and ran all the way until 1990, encompassing 4 seasons. And in case you didn't know, television is very fickle. A show would be considered lucky if it got even 1 season. So 4 is incredible, especially when you consider that this was a sitcom that was about an alien on a major network in a primetime spot. Yet it wasn't your typical sitcom, and a major risk was taken here by NBC. But fortune favors the bold, and this gamble paid off in a major way. Alf, as a character, was an immediate hit. There was merchandise galore, and even a Saturday morning cartoon show. Do you know how popular you have to be for your show to have its own show? So Alf's immense popularity meant that a Christmas special was right around the corner. And that's precisely what we got with Alf's Special Christmas, which first aired December 14th, 1987. And though this is dubbed a Christmas special, it's really just a 2-part episode. But that's just splitting hairs. It's a Christmas special, okay? And just like the show, this is a laugh-a-minute comedic romp. And I'm totally lying to you by saying that. Yeah, this is the complete opposite of that. And this Christmas special is known for being extremely depressing. Alf
Christmas special and depressing are words that should not be in the same sentence together. But oddly enough, that's exactly what this is. No one on earth would ever have anticipated that an Alf Christmas special would be really sad. Yeah, the holiday hijinks in this include Alf getting lost and ending up in a hospital, wherein he befriends a little girl with a terminal illness who is very much aware that this will be her last Christmas. And Alf also befriends a suicidal widower who is so distraught over the recent death of his wife that Alf actually has to stop him from jumping off a bridge. Did you ever in a million years expect an Alf Christmas special to be like that? But it is rather unique because of that, and while other Christmas specials focus on the good parts of Christmas, this focuses on the bad, as in going through the holidays coping with a terminal illness or the loss of a loved one, which are topics that Christmas specials don't typically touch on. Now, whether or not an Alf Christmas special is the best vehicle to do this is debatable, but regardless of that, this exists. And this Christmas special is memorable because of that. And you don't really expect Alf episodes to be sad, let alone the Christmas special. Now, this would be released on VHS, but not until 2002. And it wasn't even released by itself. It was released as part of a compilation tape called The Alf Files. And much like the Christmas Comes to Pac Land VHS, this is extraordinarily hard to find. Or at least currently. It could pop up here and there sooner or later, who knows. But there are other avenues to watch this today, but I'm telling you what, watch it at your own risk. Trust me, tears will be on the menu. This is incredibly heavy, perhaps too heavy, which is why it really wasn't played all that much. And certainly watching it did not become a holiday tradition, unless your family is comprised solely of goth kids. But I tell you what, let's crank up the happy meter again and talk about Mr. T, a tremendous 80s icon, best known for his work in The A-Team and Rocky III. He went to the White House and made out with Nancy Reagan. He had a cartoon show and a breakfast cereal, and who could forget his very own Christmas special, A Christmas Dream? Well, I guess everyone did. Yeah, this is not very well remembered, and a perfect example of a Christmas special dating itself out of existence. This first aired in 1984 on NBC, and that's really about it. As far as I know, this was never shown again. It was made in 84, and that's where it stayed. This was not made to be timeless, and as far as Christmas specials go, this follows the variety show template. Even though it's not really a variety show, it's a TV movie. What I mean is, it has a lot of guest stars. And these guest stars were people that were popular at that time and no other. Because I have no idea who the hell they are. I know who David Copperfield is, but who the hell are the rest of these people? They were big deals at that time, but this Christmas special clearly was not meant to have a long shelf life. It's a prime example of why Christmas specials exist to begin with, to sell advertising time. It was in a primetime spot on a major network that starred Mr. T, and people watched it. NBC was not trying to make another holiday family tradition, they were just trying to make money, and they did. Now, this was never released on VHS, and while you may not be surprised by that, I kinda am. It is, after all, a perfect way to make more revenue from it, and usually television movies have an immediate VHS release. Maybe that just was not a practice at that time, or maybe they just said, to hell with it. Which would be rather understandable because this is rather forgettable. Its only significance is that it is a Mr. T Christmas special, and apparently popular characters having a Christmas special is a federal law. Well, as we've established, Christmas specials primarily exist to sell ad time, and well, that's what I gotta do right now. So sit right there, we'll be right back. Keep your sleigh parked right here. Captain Adam's Christmas Special. We'll be right back. Christmas time is the best time to let Bagoc's Chicken do the cooking. Greasy, salty, good! Let's face it, after making a big Thanksgiving meal, the last thing you want to do is make another big meal for Christmas. Well, Bagoc's Chicken's got you covered with the best chicken in the business. Greasy, salty, good! Things all right for the picking down here at Bagoc's Chicken. Let Bagoc's Chicken help with the holiday hustle and bustle and pick up the Holly Jolly Holiday Meal Deal. Greasy, salty, good! That's 50 pieces of the best chicken in the business, a 10-pound bag of homemade mashed potatoes, a 5-gallon drum of Watkins brand Oh My Gravy, plus 50 made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits and a 10-pound brick of slop slaw, all for only $49.95 after mail-in rebate. Things all right for the picking Down here at Pagot's Chicken. This holiday season, let Pagot's Chicken do the cooking. All of our locations will be open Christmas Day because fuck our employees. Celebrate Christmas with the best chicken in the business. Greasy, salty, good. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Pagot's Chicken. Things all right for the picking. Down here at Pagot's Chicken. It's the PWF Holiday Heat, only on pay-per-view Sunday, December 20th. Call your local cable provider today, and don't miss any of the action as Big Dump Ferguson defends his World Championship title against Blanco Beef Clown. Mr. Fix-It takes on Danger Pickle in the grudge match of the century. Friar Truck squares off against Lord Armadillo, and the action continues as Baloney Malone takes on the Beekeeper. Little Lord Fartleroy goes toe-to-toe with the Masked Mushroom, and the tag team titles are up for grabs as the Hoagie Brothers square off against the Bad Mailman. Plus, don't miss the 20-man Baked Bean Battle Royale. It's the PWF Holiday Heat, only on pay-per-view Sunday, December 20th. Don't be left out in the cold. Call your local cable provider today and get a front row seat to Jingle Bell Hell. Excuse me. We now return to Captain Adam's Christmas Special. So I know it's fun to muse that every popular character in the 1980s got a Christmas special, but the truth is, that's not really the case. Not every iconic character of the 1980s got a Christmas special. I mean, Rambo never did. Could you imagine that? Though I suppose that wouldn't be any more ludicrous than the He-Man Christmas special, and besides, First Blood is sort of a Christmas movie. I mean, sort of, I guess, but that doesn't really count, does it? And besides, Christmas movies are very different than Christmas specials. And speaking of Christmas movies and popular 80s icons never getting Christmas specials, let's talk about Ernest. Yes, Ernest P. Worrell, who gained popularity through television via commercials, never got a television Christmas special, which is a little surprising given that his main media vehicle was television. But of course, he did get a Christmas movie in 1988 with Ernest Saves Christmas. And it could be said that a Christmas movie trumps a television Christmas special. And I think old Ernest made out pretty well on that one. But through the 80s, Ernest would not be the first one to have to save Christmas. Yes, before Ernest did so, the world would have to rely upon another powerful force to save its most beloved holiday. And that powerful force was the Glow Friends. In the 1985 television movie, The Glow Friends Save Christmas. Now, I know what you're asking. What the f*** are the Glow Friends? The Glow Friends was a cartoon show and a toy line based upon another toy, Glowworm, which was a pretty big deal and a rather successful toy after it hit toy shelves in 1982. And if you're not familiar, the Glowworm was a plush wormoid figure that had a light-up head. And while the body was of soft plush, the head was hard plastic, making this toy a potential implement of war. And whether or not you had one of these and used it as a death flail against your enemies is neither here nor there. Whatever the case may be, this toy was popular enough to spawn another toy line, and that toy line spawned a cartoon show. Or maybe the cartoon came first and then the toy line. You know what? I don't care. Whatever the timeline is, the Glow Friends still had to save Christmas in their very own Christmas special. Though technically I suppose this wasn't a television Christmas special since it was a television movie. But then again, maybe it is a television Christmas special because it was a television movie. But, I don't know. The popularity of Glowworm and subsequently Glow Friends didn't last forever. In fact, it didn't last very long at all. And this Christmas special / movie and the toy line would soon be forgotten about. And this would be another Christmas special that would date itself out of existence. But this was sort of a big deal. This wasn't just a mamby-pamby production. A lot went into this, and it features the voice talent of Carroll O'Connor. Yes, the man most famous for portraying Archie Bunker voiced Santa Claus. Gee there, Edith, I gotta be Santa Claus for the Glow Friends there. Also, this was big enough of a deal to be put on VHS, but seemingly only in the UK. There were no North American releases. Why is that? Well, I don't know. Moving on, we could argue all day long about who was the most popular character throughout the 1980s, and that would be really stupid. Because the answer is quite obvious, and that is Pee Wee Herman. And it would be a surprise to absolutely no one on Earth or the known universe that he would have his own Christmas special, with 1988's Pee Wee's Playhouse Christmas Special. Now, of course, given Pee Wee Herman's immense popularity at the time, it was not unexpected for him to get a Christmas special. But what was unexpected was how they did it. did? Let me explain. They pulled this off using the Christmas special variety show template, which means, as I had mentioned earlier, it has a lot of guest stars and musical numbers. The problem with using the variety show method for a Christmas special is that kids, which were the primary audience, especially when it came to Pee-wee, didn't really get it, meaning that they don't typically know who these guest stars are in these Christmas show variety specials. Variety show Christmas specials. Sorry. And the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special is really no exception. Now, as with any Christmas special variety show, the guest stars would usually cater to the adults that would be watching, and it would leave the kids scratching their heads, which could be dry scalp or eczema, or the fact that no kid on earth ever knew who Charo was. Or at least in 1988, and yeah, she's in this, along with plenty of other guest stars that kids might not have been so familiar with. I mean, well, not all of them. Some kids probably knew who Little Richard was. They certainly knew who Magic Johnson was. But did they really know who Zsa Zsa Gabor was? Or Dinah Shore? And Grace Jones? Kids would only know who she was by watching Conan the Destroyer on a Sunday afternoon with their dads. And Katie Lang? I can't imagine anyone on earth that I'm more neutral about. And the Del Rubio sisters? Who the hell are they? But despite all of these weird guest stars, it was still a huge hit amongst both kids and adults. And this popularity would cascade over into the world of VHS, and this would have several releases. The first VHS distribution would be in 1989 by Media Home Entertainment, through their subsidiary of High Top Video. And Media Home Entertainment would not be done with this just yet. They would release it again the following year in 1990, using not only their High Top Video subsidiary, but also their subsidiary of Video Treasures. And in 1996, MGM Home Video would bring home the Christmas magic with their own distribution. So Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special may be a bit unusual because it seemed like it catered towards adults more than kids. But really, that's how all of the variety show type Christmas specials were. So I guess it's not really that unusual at all, because that was the point of the variety show type Christmas special. There was something for everyone to enjoy. And since Pee-wee Herman was not only appealing for kids, but also adults as well, this was a smash hit. So, in closing, the 80s were chock full of Christmas magic, and the Christmas spirit was running wild. And it seemed like every night of the week on every channel there was some kind of Christmas special. And the thing about Christmas specials is they always work, or at least initially they do, because basically most people are just in the mood for them. And it really doesn't matter if a Christmas special is unusual or unexpected, people are still going to watch. And I'm certainly glad you watched me today. Happy holidays, everybody, season's greetings, and Merry Christmas to all. Please be sure to hit subscribe, and take care out there, and I'll see you next time, only on Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship.